Oh my gosh. Man, people really be out here letting one song ruin their whole special day? Like, look at everything around you. Look at yourself. Like, everything there looks so beautiful and like a literal fairy tale. Like, just chill on the song, you know? Who cares? Literally, I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe it's like there's a reason it's so important, but it's like, just get him to play the song, you know what I mean? Be like, no, I'm gonna sit here, but I'm gonna be happy still. I just don't want her to be sad on her wedding day. In the middle of my wedding ceremony, realizing I'd made a terrible mistake.
Pause for a moment. I just realized when I got up to the end of the aisle that I'm missing half of my dress. Maybe I could put it on now. I'm sure you guys have never been to a wedding like this before. Okay, we can resume.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was literally just thinking, like, even before she paused, I was thinking about how beautiful she looked. She looked so good, but that really was the finishing touch on the dress for sure. That's so hilarious. Honestly, like, for sure not how she probably envisioned the day going, but I kind of love that moment. It's just so real and everyone is laughing and having a good time, and she looked bomb. She looked so bomb. And that looked like a lovely wedding. I don't think she's a bridezilla. That's really funny. Oops. Oh my god, I hate this already. Freaking contract. All right, let's zoom right in so we can all see. Can you see this? Okay, my promises to you, blank. I will make every attempt to keep things inexpensive for everyone and treat your time and energy with all the respect it deserves. So it looks like there's 2 promises for her, and then your promises to me. You will purchase the decided upon bridesmaid dress when the time comes without a fuss, even if it wasn't the one you liked most. You will pay $100 deposit agreeing to these terms. The deposit will be added to your dress cost. Deposit non-refundable. So they're taking a deposit to be a bridesmaid? I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, I've obviously never gotten married before. I've never been a bridesmaid before either. Which, like, thank God, I'm not really interested. I don't know if that's mean or not, but like, I'm down to celebrate, but it's just a lot of responsibility, you know, a lot of stuff to do. A bride once called having a meltdown because her friend got engaged as well and was planning to get married in the same year as she was. Apparently it was her special year and not just a day. She threw a huge fit that this girl was only getting married to steal her thunder. Her friend's date wasn't even in the same month or season. Hers was in October and her friend's was in June. Jeez Louise! Nobody's allowed to get married in the same year as you?
Get over yourself, Elise.
That is next level entitlement. Like, I don't even know what you would say. Well, actually, I know what I would say. Get over it. Or why don't you move your wedding to another year then? I don't know what to tell ya.
This year ain't big enough for the 2 of her.
If it was the same day, I would be like, that's something we gotta discuss, but same year? Come on. My cousin married a vapid idiot. The night before the wedding at the rehearsal, she figured out the flower girl had the same shoes as her in a much smaller size. She flipped her shit at 9 p.m. and made the mother of the flower girl buy different shoes for her before the ceremony. So what happens when you buy your shoes from Payless? Not much of a selection in white. So true. So true. What the actual heck?
Watch your profanity.
If I found out I had the same shoes as the flower girl, who's probably a child, I would be like, that's dope. We're matching. Like, why would you just not be like happy about it? Also, no one's really gonna notice. Also, that's what happens when you buy children's shoes. Being maid of honor and telling the bride you don't know if you or others can spend $1,000 on her bachelorette party. Oh my gosh. I mean, like, yeah. I think it's pretty reasonable that not everybody is willing to spend or has the money. Like, even some people would be willing to spend it if they have it and they just don't have it. Like, how insane is that? You know what I mean? And you're gonna be ungrateful? No, no, no. And they got uninvited, not even just demoted. They got uninvited and blocked. Talk about entitled, man. You didn't want to go to the wedding anyway. It wasn't worth your $1,000 after all. The bride kicked the groom's lifelong best friend out of the wedding party because he lived with his girlfriend and she wanted her entire wedding party to be pure First of all, what does that mean? Because it doesn't seem very pure to kick out your soon-to-be husband's best friend because of your beliefs and the way that you want him to live his life. That seems like the opposite of pure. That seems quite rude, if you ask me. Also, that's a red flag for the person who's about to marry her, in my opinion. I went to a wedding in which the father of the groom died of a massive heart attack. Well, the bride threw a fit and wouldn't let the groom leave with his father. Instead, she insisted that the wedding go on and not ruin her night. Girl, first of all, I have some bad news for you. That day of your anniversary is never gonna be your anniversary anymore. So you have to think about that. Somebody died, lady. You could get married 100 times over and whatever, who cares? The man died. What the heck? These entitled Karens really be out here thinking that their wedding is more important than somebody's dad's life? I would get a divorce. Because at that point, if it's the reception, I'm assuming you're probably already married at that point, so I would get a divorce immediately. An annulment, you can get annulled. Alright, I went to a wedding in which the father of the groom died of a massive heart attack. Well, the bride threw a fit and wouldn't let the groom leave with his father. Instead, she insisted that the wedding night and not ruin her night. Imagine. I would get a divorce on the spot.
I want a divorce.
What do you mean you're not gonna let me go with my father who just had a heart attack? Are you insane? Well, clearly, the answer is yes. But like, no. At that point, it would be an annulment. Be shorter than that one Kim Kardashian marriage. My sister gets engaged on my 21st and has her bridal shower on my 22nd. I mean, fair enough. Like, she could have picked any other day. And it's not like she just realized, you know, if it wasn't your sister, it would be different. But it's your sister. Like, you've had to celebrate her birthday for forever. Why can't you choose like literally like the day after or like 2 days after? I don't blame her. I would act the same way with that one guy. Remember? No shade to Kim Kardashian, okay? She can do whatever she wants. I don't really care. But I'm just saying, that was a short marriage. This one, shorter. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Top 10 Central. I am your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and today we are going to be looking at part 6 of the top 10 entitled brides who ruined their wedding day. These just get crazier and crazier as they go on. I can't believe these people exist. So let's get right into it. A girl I went to high school with threw a fit and nearly called off her wedding because her florist couldn't find flowers that perfectly matched her lipstick. Wow. Crazy. That's crazy. Imagine being like, oh, this thing that they make like in a lab? I mean, I can't believe you can't find anything that grows from the ground naturally that matches it. Like, this isn't paint. We're not at Home Depot. I bet the lipstick wasn't even good enough for that either. Do you think that anybody's gonna notice that? Oh, those flowers, they were close, but not quite a perfect match. My twin asked me to be her maid of honor, but told me I had to grow my hair out. Oh. That's so funny. Well, what did you expect your twin to do? They're not gonna listen to you. Gosh, no. They're your twin. Twins live for just bothering each other, really. Man, twin connection is just crazy. My little brother and sister are twins, and they're just like, I don't know, 2 peas in a pod, man. I love it. Twins are very cool. You got any twins in your life? Let me know. Identical twins? Crazy. Alright, I was the maid of honor for my brother's wedding, in which he and his bride told me they had hired a professional photographer for the wedding, so I went above and beyond to make myself up for the photos, only to find out that they hadn't actually hired a photographer. They expected me to take all the— what? I would have just said no. No, okay, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have done it, but I would have been like, you couldn't have like paid for my dress at least? Also, how am I supposed to be the maid of honor, but also the photographer? Bridezilla wants fiance to have matching eyes in wedding. Am I the asshole for asking my fiance with heterochromia to wear contact lenses for our wedding photos? Yeah, you are. Oh, they got the poop knife award. That's so funny. Yeah, you are 1,000,000% asshole for that. First of all, why do you care? Second of all, are you marrying this person? So you have no problem with their eyes then, obviously. Because first of all, who has a problem with eyes? With somebody else's eyes? Where do these Karens find the time? I really don't understand. I'm shocked at this. Are you even a bride if you don't have a presentation slides and briefing for your bridesmaids? Yeah. Yeah, you are still. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. She's setting her expectations. As long as she's not going overboard, like, this could be very fun and funny, you know? Like, I would give my friends a PowerPoint presentation on something silly if they wanted. So, you know, this could be a really fun, funny, cute idea. As long as you're not being rude, essentially. As long as you're just being regular and making it fun and funny. But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with being like, these are all my plans and here's a silly way for me to present it to you. Because like, people need to know what you want and what your dates are and what you're looking for and all of that stuff, you know? That's a lot of duties that I just can't seem to get them all done. Do you want photos or do you want me to be standing up there with you? 3 months before my high school best friend's wedding, I ended up in a coma for 3.5 weeks and underwent emergency open heart surgery. The story could end there and I would still be shocked. Well, after I got out of the hospital, I told my friend that I wouldn't be able to be in her wedding, but that I would still try to attend. She responded that she was disappointed God hadn't healed me by then and said that I must not have had enough faith. Whoa-wee! That is just ruthless. This person just had open heart surgery and you're gonna tell them that they didn't have enough faith? I feel like that's enough faith that you got through open heart surgery. That's not just a regular, and a 3.5 week coma. Those are two things that aren't just like standard procedure. You know what I mean? Well, you did miss church those 3.5 weeks. I didn't see you at church once, so. Entitled bridezilla cousin wants OP's wedding kit. Am I the asshole for not letting my cousin borrow my wedding dress? No. What? That's not. You're not the asshole. I'm like surprised. Usually I see ones that are the asshole, but no, I don't think that's Polish at all. I'm so confused. I literally have nothing to say about this because I'm like, no, you're simply not. They can get their own wedding dress. That's really how it, borrow too. Not even pay for, borrow. My cousin's watching this right now. Bride flips at bridesmaid's hair. Uh-oh, let's go.
Talking.
I'm not talking. You're the one who's making this whole thing a problem and no one wants to be a part of it no more.
You're the one making it a problem. You're the one refusing to pit your hair up.
Are you done?
Hit your hair up. I'm stopping you because you're throwing a little bit.
Part of it.
This day isn't about you. This day is about me and Gil.
I'd rather have someone else.
I will chase her. Is it illegal to murder people on your wedding day?
This is fake, for sure. This is definitely fake, okay? Sometimes I have a hard time with the fake ones. I think, actually, I say that, but I think that I'm decent at spotting them. Sometimes I miss it because I want all these to be real, but I think that this one's fake. I mean, she was laughing. Also, like, why would anybody have a problem with her hair? It looks fine. You know? You never know. I also think that nobody should have a problem with somebody being like, hey, I just like don't think I can spend like over $1,000 on this one party. You know, I think people should be reasonable about that, but that's not the case. The bride kicked the groom's lifelong best friend out of the wedding party because he lived with his girlfriend and she wanted her entire wedding party to be pure. Never mind that it was her third marriage and that the first two ended due to her own infidelity. Well, marriage number 3 ended the same way, but at least the groom and his friend worked past it and are still best friends. Imagine, I would never marry somebody who was making rules like this. You can't have your best friend be in the wedding party because I want it to be pure. First of all, what does that even mean? We all sin, you psycho. And I don't want to hear anyone saying that they don't, because I know that's not true. Everyone does sometimes. My friend asked me to literally cut my hair for her wedding, saying that it was too long and would take too long to do. Is she doing it? Because if not, I really don't understand where that's coming from. Also, saying that it was too long and it would take too long to do, I don't think that's like a real thing. What if she just had shorter hair but like had a lot of hair? Would you be like, can you get that thinned out for me? Man, like what in the world? I just don't understand, especially when you're planning a wedding and then on top of all the other like regular day-to-day like life things you have to do, how you would find the time to be like, can you change your eyes and can you change your hair? And can you not live with your girlfriend? Like how on earth do you have time to focus on so many other things? I don't know. It's just so busy. It's just too busy. My best friend got mad at me that I was away at college while she was planning her wedding because she thought I should be there with her instead. Yeah, I mean, your best friend's wedding or an education. It really is these two things that everyone is faced with in their life. Which one do you do? Which one's the right path to take? If your friend is gonna get mad at you for being at college while she's trying to plan her wedding, then you need to find a new best friend at college, I think. That's just my opinion, but I think maybe we need to move on from that friendship because that's crazy. It was a stinking hot, humid day and nobody wanted to be outside for the outdoor wedding. We were doing wedding party photos and everyone was dripping in sweat and about to pass out, so we decided to finish the rest of the pics in a nice shady spot. The bride threw an actual honest-to-God tantrum because she wanted to make the party hike all the way across the venue grounds to get shots in front of the full sun pond. None of her bridesmaids wanted to do the 10-minute walk in their heels, and it would have been a terrible spot for photos, which we mentioned. She pouted her way through the rest and they divorced a year later. Man, like, the pictures are obviously important, it's so nice to have those forever, but like, we can all admit that photos are the worst part of the day. Okay, they're not fun. Summer weddings, they're pretty popular. It's so hot sometimes, you're trying not to sweat your makeup off, you don't want your pit stains showing, and you gotta wear heels all day. Nothing worse than that. As much as we would love for you to attend, sadly, our venue cannot accommodate everyone. We are sure to keep you in our hearts in this celebration of love. If you would like to congratulate the bride and groom rather than a registry, they are accepting money to aid in a beautiful honeymoon. See, this is what the other people should have done, but like to the people who are coming to their wedding. Don't ask people to give you stuff when you don't invite them, you know? I just think it's like an even deeper wound to be like, yeah, sorry, you just didn't quite make the cut. Anyway, money please? So weird. I had an ectopic pregnancy in which the baby attached to my fallopian tube, which then burst and I almost bled to death. Alright, see, we got another story that's really starting off on a wild note. Like, we could end here and I would be like, okay, insane. Well, my friend got engaged shortly after that pregnancy, and when she asked me to be her bridesmaid, she said that I would be required to wait to try and have another baby until after her wedding. Not because there would be a small child at the wedding, and not even because she didn't want me to be fat at her wedding, but because if I lost another child, it would take the attention away from her engagement and wedding. I was so shocked that I declined and haven't spoken to her since. That seems like a fantastic idea. Imagine being so selfish, so self-involved, that you can't even see that somebody just went through a traumatic experience. What the heck? Where do you guys find these people? I would be shocked if I knew somebody that was inviting me to their wedding that was gonna act like this at their wedding. Like, I would be literally shocked. Whew. At a wedding I went to, the bride replaced a bridesmaid of hers at the last minute because she dyed her hair a slightly lighter brown the night before. Apparently didn't match the dress, which was bright pink. I mean, you know, bright pink and all those matching colors it has. What in the world? Like, what do you mean she dyed her hair and it didn't match the dress? That makes no sense. Can we talk about how bridesmaid dresses are always ugly? I don't know what it is. I mean, there has been nice ones. I will say that I have seen nice ones. But some of the time, I'm like, does the bride have a vendetta? Does she got something to prove? What's going on here? Y'all, I don't know what to do. My sister is legitimately so pissed at me right now. I got my color swatches in and I fell in love with the color Dusty Rose. Now my sister is saying she doesn't want to be in my wedding because that's the wedding color she had picked out for forever. Well, I want to be sympathetic. She isn't even engaged. How would you guys handle this? Have my wedding be Dusty Rose.
Savage.
What the heck? What if she changes her mind? What if her future husband or wife doesn't like Dusty Rose? Just do it. Whatever. She's still gonna be your sister. And sisters do way worse things to each other than take your wedding color. Come on. Also, dusty rose is a beautiful color, and it reminds me of Twilight. I was maid of honor for my friend's wedding. Here's a list. No one was allowed to wear heels because she didn't want anyone to be taller than her. She was already at least 3 inches taller than any girl at her wedding. There were 6 bridesmaids, including me, right? No one was allowed to wear false eyelashes except for her, because, you know, the big puffy white dress doesn't make you stand out enough. It's so true. That's insane. If somebody was like, no heels allowed, I would be like, no problem, man. No problem. I'd wear sneakers. No false eyelashes. Also no problem, but it's just crazy. It's just a little controlling. It's giving bridezilla for sure. Not to scare you, but I had a shitty BM experience. What's BM? Oh, bridesmaid. I was to be 33 weeks pregnant at the wedding, and my friend wanted me in a dress that wasn't maternity or flowy. It was like a tight-fitted mermaid style. Oh, already. Even not pregnant, that sucks. She also wanted me in 4-inch heels and wasn't willing to budge. At 33 weeks pregnant? Heck no. Normally I would have bent over backwards to do whatever I needed, but I'm already 6 feet, have never worn heels, so I didn't feel comfortable in such big heels in case I fell, and at 33 weeks pregnant could not guarantee I'd still fit in such a skin-tight dress. I ended up having to pull out and be a guest. I wouldn't have even gone to the wedding. You're 33 weeks pregnant, you should be allowed to wear what you want. But if you just wanted like a flowy version of whatever the other bridesmaids have, I feel like that would be pretty acceptable considering you were 33 weeks pregnant. My cousin had a screaming hissy fit because none of her bridesmaids could afford to attend her dream bachelorette party in Vegas. We're on the East Coast. Yeah, I mean, that's really far away. I think it's pretty reasonable to not be able to afford a trip to Vegas. I don't know, it's not the cheapest place that exists in the entire world, first of all. And not everyone has money to just go on a trip at any given time, you know? Like, even if it was a weekend away, sometimes people don't have money for that, so I don't know, that just seems crazy. That just seems crazy. A screaming hissy fit? Like, being upset is like, whatever, you know, you're entitled to your feelings, whether they're valid or not. Well, they're always valid. Your feelings are always valid. Whatever, they're your feelings, you can't control them. But a screaming hissy fit is maybe taking it a little too far. You know what I mean? It's just a little cross the line, I would say. Would I be the asshole if I refused to attend my cousin's wedding after she asked me to dye my ginger hair? No. I would just say, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then if she's like, well, then you can't come to the wedding, then that's you didn't not attend. You didn't refuse to attend. I mean, you clearly don't even want to go now, which is fine. I don't blame you at all for not wanting to go, because it's just strange and you have beautiful hair. Why do people ask people to dye their hair? Also, like, I know that some people ask because it's like crazy bright colors, like a crazy pink or bright blue or something, which I also still don't agree with, but at least I like can see the thought pattern behind it, if that makes sense. Not justifying it is stupid, but you get what I'm saying. But like something that's like a clearly natural color like this, so weird. Is it wrong that I told my mom with bright red hair that I wanted her to dye her hair for my wedding or else she couldn't come? I feel bad, but I wanted everyone to match and for someone to not be a sore thumb. Yeah, it is wrong.
Face open and shut.
62 reactions and 104 answers. Not a good sign. Yeah, that's your literal mother, first of all. Second of all, let the woman do whatever she wants. Stick out like a sore thumb. You know what will stick out like a sore thumb? You for being rude to your mom. Last weekend, a bride strode into a gorgeous rented chapel 4 hours early while 30 people are praying in her super short makeup robe and freaked out because one table was not set up at that moment. She picked up a chair in front of everybody and threw it in a trash can. Yep, imagine. 4 hours early and you pick up a chair and throw it in a trash can because a table's not set up? Well, what if that chair was gonna go at that table you want set up so bad, but now it can't because it's in the trash can? Jeez Louise, also how uncomfortable. While 30 people are praying? Oh my god, can I tell you guys this story? Okay, so I don't come from like a super religious family. Don't be upset about that. It just is what it is, okay? So we don't really say grace before we eat. So it's something that sometimes I forget that other people do. So I was serving one day and I was running food and I 1,000,000%, me and a bunch of other servers, because it was like a large table, ran all this food over in the middle of their grace. And I've never been so uncomfortable in my life. I don't pray, but I respect other people's, you know, their routines. That's what I'm trying to say. So I can't imagine having a hissy fit, like walking in while 30 people are praying. Like, I would be mortified. I would leave and come back tomorrow. I'd miss my own damn wedding. One last thing, I'll be sending my Venmo and Cash App to the ones who haven't paid the $500 donation towards honeymoon in Hawaii. Love you guys, can't wait to be a wifey. Imagine the $500 donation. You can't accept donation. Like, that's just insane. $500. If you were like in lieu of gifts, you know, if you just like what you would spend on a gift, you want to like throw our way so that we can put it towards the honeymoon. Yeah, 100%. That is your prerogative. People usually get gifts at weddings. People are usually ready to spend a little bit of money anyway. So like, might as well do that. Definitely makes sense if you want to go on this crazy honeymoon to Hawaii. $500. Also, like, imagine how many people are you assuming would be at this wedding? And everyone gives you $500? Oh my gosh. That's like the most lavish trip I've ever heard of. Or it's not going to the honeymoon. Which is, I mean, I would rather have you be like, can you donate me $500 so I can pay my rent? But then I'd be like, why are you having a wedding? Bride admits she only asked a cousin with facial scarring to be a bridesmaid because she'll make the rest of the wedding party look prettier. Okay, the anonymous bridezilla, believed to be from the UK, recently told her sister and mother that she would be having 6 bridesmaids, including a cousin she isn't particularly close with. I hope that that's not true. And you know who will be the ugliest one there? Your freaking personality, okay?
Got him!
Ridiculous. I didn't like that one. That one made me angry. Also, don't do that, but if you're gonna do that, don't ever tell anyone that. I had a friend that threw a temper tantrum complete with screaming and What is it with people screaming? Like, I really have never seen an adult do this in front of my own eyes. Because her grandmother had the audacity to die a few hours before her wedding. I mean, that grandma and the audacity. She said it would throw off the seating arrangements because now there would be a big empty space. Oh my god, Karens are really worried about people's eyes, people's hair length, and the seating arrangements? Because now there's gonna be a big empty space because your grandma died? That's insane. I think that was just somebody's grief coming out in a different way, because that seems crazy. Anyway, I am exhausted. I am bone tired. Never heard that before. My heart is not the same. It's stone cold, fragmented, empty. Why is this a poem? I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to bleep donate friends? Do I matter to you? Just bleep, give me my money for my wedding. I won't even sugarcoat. I won't even pretend that's not what I wanted. It was for a dream. I was stabbed, cheated on, and what is that acronym supposed to be? Worked? Wrecked? I don't know. Goodbye, see you in 2 months. Friendly reminder to you, big bleep. Don't think you own me. I am cutting all of you snakes off. I'm living my life alone now. I only let in those I believe have good intentions. XOXO. I need to know so many things about this. So she was asking people to donate for her wedding, I'm guessing? I feel like there's something I'm missing here. It must have been a lot of money because everyone is absolutely losing it over that. Pull up those bootstraps, Susan. You can do it if it really is your dream.